everybody. Today we're going to talk tarot. All right, so today we're going to talk about tarot, the different suits, what they mean, and just some tips that I feel that everybody should have. Okay, so let's get into the different suits. Okay, first of all, there's minor and major arcana, right? Um, So the major arcana are, these cards, like the death card. They're like the lover's card, right? Okay. Um, they all talk about their own separate thing, okay? Um, and then you have the minor arcana, which is the pentacles. Okay, so we've got some pentacles here. You can use the traditional Rider-Waite deck. I really resonate with this Crow Tarot deck. Okay, this deck is a deck that I really just love. I love that, one, I get the meanings with the tarot decks first. Second, the symbolism and the photos in the cards alone tell me even more than that. These are almost to me like tarot oracle cards. And they are my go-to deck. If I was to take a trip and could only bring one deck that could serve a purpose for everything, it would be this deck. So I recommend it highly. Anyway, I'm not plugging a deck here, but anyway, that's why I like these decks. And I just want to point out why, because there are so many decks out there. And a big question I know that people have is, well, what deck do I use? Always with that question, use the decks that resonate with you, that you just feel comfortable with using on a regular basis. All right, so we've got all right, so dun dun dun. All right, so first let me do this. We've got the wands. Okay, the wand cards describe your spirit, motion, and action. When this suit comes up, it's time to do something, okay? So wands are more of like, taking action, okay? Taking action. And it's up to you to figure out what action it is when you do a reading for yourself and others. And next up, I have cups, okay? Cups describe our emotions and relationships. So when this suit comes up in a reading, it's time to listen to your intuition. Okay, and cups are obviously about water. They're water, where wands are fire. All right, that's why in the cards for the wands, you see the sun in all of them. The sun represents that the wands are fire cards. See. And the cups, okay, the cups cards have a lot of liquid in the cups. Liquid or water, right? I even have more cup cards that even have like streams and water in them, right? Anywho, all right. So then you got the cups, like I said, boom, pow, pow. Then we've got the swords. Now, the sword cards describe your thoughts and your state of mind. When this suit comes up, it's time to make a plan and let go of worry. This is more of air. So if you notice, all of my sword cards, the birds are all in flight, representing air. Okay? I mean, most of them are. Not all of them, but it helps to kind of like this one isn't, but the swords help us to remember that it's a state of mind. So, doing a reading, what would you see in this card for somebody as far as a state of mind? If you remember what a sword is, then what state of mind are they in? They're probably in a very indecisive state of mind. That's what I get always from this card. And, you know, in the middle, standing in between the swords is telling you what? A decision needs to be made, right? And then it's up to you to use your intuition with a card to dive deeper. All right, well, let me stop there, okay? How do you use your intuition to read people, especially if you're doing it live or over the phone and you don't see the person or whatever? It's not up to you to see them. You need to remember the most important thing about reading anybody is you are the tool. You and the cards are an extension of your gifts and your guides pulling the cards out for you. Whether you shuffle like I do, or like a maniac, or you just shuffle and then pick a card, or you just flip over a card, or you intuitively pick a card. However you do it, you're being led by spirit. At least you're supposed to be. And in that mindset, you will never go wrong. Spirit will always make sure that the card that the person needs to see or hear about and the message they need is going to come through. And you always have to believe that, right? Excuse me, I get off on tangents. Hey, teaching video here. And so you remember that these are like about air, right? So how I use my intuition is I kind of see a cord going from my stomach area down and into their energy. And when they say they want a reading from me, that's a yes. So they're saying yes and opening their energy to me with the yes, right? So you go in psychically and just, even if you just have to whisper their name or say their name to yourself and connect that way, and then ask your guides to give the best message for them, and then boom, keep it moving, and whatever comes out is what's meant to come out. You just got to trust and believe that. All right, last one, the Pentacles. All right, Pentacles represent money. They describe your material world, body and finances. When this suit comes up, use your common sense. This is more of the earth, okay? So you got cards, you got the Pentacles on the earth, you got the earth here. The tree is of the earth, you know what I mean? So Pentacles represent money. So these are good, like when you have a client, a sitter, or even yourself, when you want to, when they have questions about job and finances, you know, it's a good thing to see where the coin or the pentacles are in the cards. Are they on the ground? Are they, you know, in the air? Like, where are they? What are they doing? You know, a card, okay, a card, a pendulum, all of this stuff is only a tool to use. It's a doorway in to someone's energy. But if you do readings enough, you don't need cards. I don't need cards. You can get to the point where you don't need cards. In fact, I started with just doing photo readings, and photo readings make it so that you're not relying on cards to tell you the information. You're relying on just you and your higher self and your guides, and that's it. So, all right. Also, too, I want to let you know that even sometimes, especially if you are doing a reading and you see a card and it has a number, okay, and the number just kind of stands out to you, you can also learn, and I'm going to put some stuff out today about the numbers, but the meanings of numbers in tarot. A 1 means like beginnings, okay? A 2 means partnership, two, like two people. 3 is growth and change. 4 is stability, okay, and structure. 5 is like damages and conflicts, okay? 5 always means changes, okay? 6 is all about memories in the past, okay? 7, the number 7 in a card, has to do with completion and solutions, knowledge and ideas. 8 is like an action number. It has to do with change and movement. 9 is about, you know, wholeness and accomplishment. 10 is about endings and closure, okay? So this card here is about wholeness and accomplishment. And that reflects in the card. So when you know these things, you can study your tarot deck to really understand it. So 9 means, you know, wholeness and accomplishment. And the crow, for the Crow Tarot, represents the sitter, the person you're reading for, or yourself if you're reading for yourself. So where are you sitting here? You're sitting on top of the wolf. The wolf, as you may come to your own understanding of what the wolf is. To me, the wolf represents the life problems, things that get in the way, you know, difficulties that you face. You're on top of the difficulties with pentacles all around. So that would tell me that if you were to get this card, that financial struggles that you've been going through and struggles of abundance overall that you've been going through, you're coming out of that phase. All right, that's what I would get with this card for someone. And then see here, you relate everything. Everything is relatable in a tarot reading. You see how there's this butterfly here? Okay. And sometimes when you're doing a reading for one person, you won't even notice the butterfly because that's not what you need to tell them about. You'll notice the wolf. You'll notice the sun or the trees. Okay. But always butterflies represent change, growth, right? And the ice on the branches, even everything has symbolism, right? Everything has symbolism, everything has meaning. This is like coming out of hard times, now going to be on top of it. So that's what I get from one card. I can give somebody a full reading off of one card. Like I said, I don't need cards, but you get my point. You get the point. And then 0 represents infinity. It represents openness, and it also represents options. Okay. And once you like know these things and memorize them, and you don't have to do it all at once, okay? Because I know a lot of people don't want to start tarot because they're so intimidated. Well, at the start, when I was first starting picking them up, I picked up Oracle, right? Oracle is a soft guided message. There's much to learn and build your intuition in Oracle, okay? Tarot is more straight-laced, straightforward, like a razor sharp sword coming at you. Like, it brings the heat in the kitchen. So if you can't handle it, take your candy butt to the living room with an oracle card, because the kitchen is hot with tarot, right? Everybody knows that. Everybody's kind of been spiritually spanked by tarot, even myself. So you know, numbers have meaning, and even like a lot of people, you know, go into so much detail as, well, they're facing this way, so that means this, and, you know, I don't do all that, all right? I go by what Spirit tells me. That's the main thing that I go by. I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm saying it's my way, and we all need to find our own way and how everything works, all right? So I hope that this brings some enlightenment to tarot and takes a little bit of the fear out of tarot. You know, tarot is really fun. You know, a good thing to do is just take 1, 2, or 3 cards a day and study them. It doesn't matter if it's a tarot deck or an oracle deck. You take 1, 2, or 3 cards a day and take that time out to study them. You'll have a bond with your cards. That's the main thing I want to say, okay? I don't want it to be confusing that, you know, the cards aren't delivering the message. We are, right? You are when you're reading cards. However, there's times when you want to read the book, and that's okay. So you can read the book, all right? Know the book, learn the book, but don't depend on the book. Remember, the book is just there as a guide for you. Everything comes from you. The cards are just a tool to use. Runes, reading tea leaves, you know, reading bones or charms, you know, pendulum work. All of these different divination tools, they're just a way in, okay? So honor yourself first, and that the information is coming from you and your guides. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this. Comment below if you want me to keep doing videos to teach. Let me know. Thank you. Much love, everybody.